Let's see, so what am I doing wrong now? You fellas have any muted back there or something? No? Okay, well, you know, that's, you guys want to learn about failure, you're going to see it right here.
It's going to be resilience.
We planned it this way, yeah. All right, well, if this isn't working, I suppose I'll switch it around. Yeah, can I borrow your chair? So, before that happened, what I was going to say. Oh, okay, great. That's good. Beautiful. So, yeah, this is it, man. This is, you know, next year at John's conference, I'll be telling the story of what's happening right now. So that's super awesome. I'm going to switch this out, fellas back. Hey, I tried to warn you. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I probably should say nothing now. I just need to play the song. I don't want to make this worse than already. I have to say, that was so pro. Look at that. Were you just
It was so pro.
The fumbling reaction I just had?
Did y'all see that? I don't know if you guys play guitar. I play guitar long. I can like the gigafrone.
He's not just showing up. That's a real thing he just did.
Yeah, I've got a real tuner plugged into real power on this stage. But now, what I was going to say is that, you know, what I would encourage you guys to do, one of the reasons that guys like us, you know, I mean, like, we were talking about this before as well. I feel like there are a lot of folks who I've seen over my 20 years who are a lot better at what I do than I am. And but are just maybe not quite as tenacious, and I think part of the reason is because, and I think this applies much further than just music. Even in the very best jobs in the world, there are moments that are required for you to have to learn how to do things, and actually to do things that are not your favorite thing in the world. Even if the job you have, because I love this job, this is like the best job in the world, but even in this job, even the best jobs, there are moments where you have to learn a new skill. And there's moments where you have to learn how to, do stuff that you don't really feel like doing, and you'd rather somebody else do that job. You'd rather say, yeah, let me just play my songs and just make them tour and do the things I shake hands with people and let somebody else figure out how to lay out my merch, and let somebody else figure out how to do my accounting, and let somebody else figure out how to budget the record. Let somebody else, you can say that. Any of us could say stuff like that. Dinosaurs said stuff kind of like that. And you'll find yourself in ice. Because here's the thing, nobody owes you a career. You're not entitled to a career just because you want one, just because you're freakishly talented at one thing doesn't mean that somebody owes you a career in it. So you have to learn how to apply your creativity beyond just the thing you love doing the most in the whole world, and learn how to apply it to all the other parts of your job that maybe are not your favorite things in the world, but are required for you to do that one thing that you do love. And so I would just encourage you to figure out how to apply your creativity to all the different parts and live where you work. Live there, because that's the only way that you're gonna get all the way down in it. That's part of why our government confounds me, because representatives don't live in the places where they're representing, and I bet they make a really different decision about where to put that road or what to do with that water if they actually have to live there and drink it. So it's confusing. Stay down, so take the lowest possible position that you are allowed to have and know how to do all the jobs on the way up. And that way you'll remember and you'll learn things, incredible things. Like, for instance, a couple of years ago, and this is my last nugget of wisdom, and then I'm going to play, Steve's guitar and play a song before I find it. But a couple of years ago, I was at the end of a season of a record. It was about 6 months in. My people had kind of bought it. I've got some pretty loyal people, but they're not many. But it's a robust little tiny group of people, and so they bought my record. And it was, but I'm not super ambitious, but I had a little ambition about this record. I thought I'd love for more people to hear it before we move on. The label said there's no more money. You sold what you're going to sell. Let's move on. And I said, well, there's nothing we can do. And they said, well, if you can figure out some way to sell it to sell more records and move this thing along without us spending any money, then fantastic, which I think they thought was rhetorical. But I was like, all right, let me think about that. So I walked out of there, and this was about 7 years ago. So I had this idea of, I could probably sell more records and definitely sell more records next year, and probably tour in a totally different way if I had information from my fans, if I had like some kind of a direct connection with my fans, which I don't have now. I'm having to pay you guys to go and find the fans. I'm having to, I think that information and that little meaningful connection with those people could really benefit me in the long run. And so we thought, well, let's do this. This is crazy. This sounds crazy, but let's give the record away. Let's give it away for a couple of months digitally. We're not going to incur any cost. Let's just give it away digitally for an email and zip code. See what we get. See if we can turn that into some dollars. The label miraculously let me do it. And so for 3 months, we gave the record away. I started with about, a couple thousand people on an email list, told them, asked them to tell everybody else. And in 3 months, gave away 85,000 records, which is 3 or 4 times I'd ever sold of any records. And the first thing I figured out was that of all those people who download those records, these are all new fans. I spent a lot of time playing, and so all of us, speaking of Steve's first story, we spent a lot of time playing in front of nobody. And one of the first things I learned looking at those zip codes, those emails, was 2 of the cities where I've given away the most records, I've never played a show in, not once. Not even one show. LA, New York, what businesses does a folk singer have going LA, New York? But that's what the numbers said, so I went and booked up those shows for any money that anybody give me, promoted to those people, and went on and sold shows out everywhere I went. And that became, so I identified that problem, right? I found that solution. And then 2 years later, me and a couple friends of mine put a little dough together, and we launched a website and started a company called Noise Trade, where we give music away for free. And the only reason we knew to do that, to facilitate other artists doing that, we started with 12 people 5 years ago, and here we are still bootstrapped and making a good living at it. I CEO that company about 3 days a week, and we've got 1 million people on an email list, about 20,000 artists given. We give away 750,000 records a month off that site, and artists learning where their fans are, going out, playing shows, selling them out, doing good work. And there's no way I would have known that if I was not in the blue-collar job trying to figure that out myself. That's the only reason I was able to figure that out. And so that's where you need to stay. Stay in that position on the front lines where you can figure out what those problems are. A lot of folks are coming in with solutions into your line of work, but they don't know what the problems are, and you do. So have the wherewithal to figure out how to articulate those solutions and go and get to work and do that stuff and solve those problems, man. It's like the Hair Club for Men. I'm not only the owner, I'm also a client. I still use it. You can get all my, go to Noise Trade, download my records for free. I would love for you to, because then I'd have your email and your zip code, and I'll get your money. I'll get your money. Best believe it. I will. And if you don't give me your money, you're probably not that big a fan of mine, and let's stop wasting our time. Go and buy somebody else's record. I'm looking for my real fans, and once I find them, I'll get their I swear to you, I'll get your money. So here's a song. And this is a song, and another song on my new record is a song about the fact that you don't always get to be the guy you are, or that you don't always get to be the guy you wish to be, right? I've wasted a lot of years trying to be the guy I wish to be. You get to be the guy that you are. And the earlier you can figure out who that guy is, the better. And so the song's called I Had a Hurricane. Oh, I knew everything I needed on the day I set my suitcase down. But it came so easy, I had to wander around. Man, the time sure flies when you don't know where you are on the map. Then one day you wake up thinking this might be your final lap. You're the only one who runs a race, and it might be a getaway. party goers have a good time till the money runs out. Oh, I always had a choice, I always knew where I was from. There's a time to stop running, and I'm pretty sure that the time has come. 'Cause now I need a home, cooked meal, and a bed. Need a place to lay my head. 'Cause I am the man from which I am running. So even if I wanted to, I can't escape. This is the man that I am becoming. Just running in the eye of a hurricane. 'Cause if I run too far ahead, if I fall too far behind, if I lose my way, I depend on the wind to come and to blow my mind, my house away, till I have no choice but to obey. 'Cause I am the man from which I am running. So even if I wanted to, I